It was a big weekend for Texas basketball and baseball. We're talking that, and we'll look back at the NBA All-Star Weekend. All that coming up next on College Crossfire.
I guess we'll get into it, guys. Always enthusiastic, unbelievable, hard-nosed.
Roll up the sleeves for this one.
This Dallas team was very overrated from the start, like they always are every year.
The talent's there. Kevin Mack, Eric Davis, and Cohen Roach are maybe three of the most talented guys in the team.
That's an ugly shirt.
Always a pleasure having you on, guys.
Time to freak out.
Good evening and welcome into College Crossfire. I'm your host, Mark Skol. Junior, glad to have you with us on your Wednesday night. Let's go ahead and meet tonight's panel. To my left, last week's defending champion, Daniel Shih, coming back to defend the crown.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. Orion Lewis, off a week ago, but he's defending his title as well. How's it feel to be back on, Orion?
Just feels good. I'm just ready to win.
Oh, some early competition brewing here between these two. And then first-timer, Turner Barnes on for the first time. How's it feel to be on for your first time ever on Crossfire?
It's exciting. I'm glad to be here, but I'll be even more glad if I win.
Wow. Everyone wants to win. That's a good idea. All right, let's go. All right, let's get started, guys. After a tough three-game stretch, the Texas basketball team responded with a 77-66 win against the Oklahoma Sooners, completing the season sweep. There's only 4 games left until the end of the regular season for the Longhorns. So what does Texas need to do to make it to the tournament? Daniel?
Well, I think that if Texas goes 2-2 for the last 4 games of the regular season, they're going to be in good shape. If they beat West Virginia or Kansas, one of them, they will be in again good shape. Also, they have the Big 12 coming up, the Big 12 tournament coming up. If they go into the semifinals, they win the quarterfinals game. That means they will have to be one of the top 4 teams in the conference. It's a great conference, the Big 12. So I think that if that happens, if they go into the semifinals, or they go 2-2 or beat one of West Virginia or Kansas State, Kansas, then that would be that would mean Texas have a great shot at the NCAA tournament.
It'd be a big win for them, and then the big win tonight too. They're playing Kansas State in Manhattan, tied to 25 at the half. Ryan?
Yeah, I think tonight is a must-win, and Saturday against Oklahoma State is a must-win because, I mean, we don't really expect them to beat West Virginia or Kansas. They're both tough teams, both top 25. And so going into the Big 12 tournament, they're going to be in the quarterfinal, hopefully, if they go 2-2 or 3-1 in these next 4 games. And then maybe they might make it to the semifinal. And if they don't, I mean, that's fine. They'll probably still be in the tournament as long as they're in the quarterfinal.
Okay.
You know, these guys hit it right on the head. I think they need to win 2 of the next 4 games. K-State is a winnable game. OSU, Texas only lost to OSU by 1 point in Stillwater. I think that's a very possible win. I'm going to go against what these guys say, and I think we can beat West Virginia. Last game of the season at home, West Virginia has lost 7 of their last 12 games. I think it's possible for the Longhorns to pull that off.
Wow, really? West Virginia had that big win over Baylor last night. Looked pretty good against a Baylor team that's been pretty hot lately. But I'm going with Orion here. I think these next 2 games are must-win games, and he said it himself, must win. All right, guys, moving on. The Texas women's basketball team is coming off of a close loss to Big 12 rival Baylor, 93-87, giving the Baylor Bears the season sweep. Earlier in the season, Texas also lost to UConn, a program that is considered the best in the country. But would you guys consider Texas an elite program, and can they beat the best teams in the country? Right.
Yeah, I do consider them an elite program just because they're number 6 in the nation right now. They have 5 losses, and 4 of them were to top 15 teams. They lost to UConn, which is number 1. They lost to Baylor twice, of course, and they're number 3. They lost to Tennessee, that's number 15. They had a fluke loss to TCU, I believe. And so, moving forward, the women, yeah, they're a great program, obviously. But can they beat the top teams? I don't know because they're losing a big part of their team. Audrey Ann Caron Goudreau, I don't want to miss her name.
Got it. Right on the nail.
6'4" senior forward, big part of their defense. She's had a season-ending wrist surgery last Thursday. So, big loss on the defensive end for the Longhorns.
Tough loss against Kansas State. Did not look like a good fall. All right, Fern?
I hate to say it, but I don't think they're an elite program yet. I think they're getting there, but to be an elite program, I think you need 2 things. You need either a conference championship or a Final Four appearance in your recent history. Texas does not have either of those things. They're on the right track, but they're not elite yet. Can they beat good teams? Yes, but that doesn't mean you're an elite team. Just because you can beat elite teams doesn't make you elite.
Turner, harsh critic here on College Crossfire. First time, man. They're looking pretty
Can
good.
I get a close-up real quick? Ladies, make me eat my words. Make me regret saying that.
Wow, Turner. Wow, coming in hot. Daniel.
All right. I have Texas going into the round of 8, which is called the Elite 8. Okay, the Elite 8. They're not called the elementary 8. It's called Elite 8. So they are an elite team. They are an elite team. They didn't play as well against Baylor because they match up horribly. Basketball is a game that favors tall players with good vertical. I was at the game on Monday. I was this close to the players. You can just see. I don't care what the numbers say. You can just see that Baylor front court is so tall. Texas couldn't really stop them. Even if Adrian Caron Gaudreau was playing, I think the outcome would still be a loss just because their front court is really good. Texas's guards are really, really good, but they just the front court for Baylor is just too good. So Texas, they match up really well against UConn. They almost beat them at home. So overall, Texas is a really, really strong team. But if they go into a game in an NCAA tournament when they see a very, very strong front court like Baylor, it's going to be a very tough game.
Yeah, and we talked last week about the Baylor game and how Brooke McCarty had to have a big game. She had 32 points, career high 32 points for Brooke McCarty. But I'm going with Turner here. I don't think they're an elite program yet. They got to beat the big teams if they want to be an elite program. I still think they can go far in the tournament, but they're not elite just yet. Could be soon. All right, guys. It was opening weekend for the Texas baseball team this past weekend against the University of Louisiana, and the Longhorns looked pretty good. Texas won the series 2-1 and looked like a team that could possibly, I'm not going to say yet, could possibly be on its way to Omaha. What Longhorn, for you, though, impressed you most over the weekend? Turner?
I'm going to go with Mason, with an E, Hibbler. He's a JUCO transfer out of Odessa College. Went 7 for 13. 7 for 13, that's over 500. 2 RBIs and 1 run scored. Last week, we talked about how Texas needs hitting, and he provided just that right off the bat already, providing hitting for the team. That's who I'm most impressed with. 3
hits in each of the first 2 games for Hibbler as well. Big time weekend for his first time ever wearing the Longhorns uniform. Daniel?
I hate giving ambiguous answers, but I don't have anybody that I'm impressed with. You tell me about the batting average, but it's just really just one series. I don't like judging a batting average just based on 3 games. But overall, I do think the Texas offense is really impressive for me. Last week, I was sitting right there and I said, if Texas offense can come up big, then they can have a successful season. These last 2 games, especially in Game 2, they saved Ridgeway. In Game 2 with that walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th. They show that they can get timely hits, they can execute bunts, and if that executing real bunts the way that the coach wants it, it shows you that they have a good offense.
So you're not going to give me one player, not one guy looked like any bit good?
No.
Wow.
Baseball's a team sport.
We got some harsh critics here.
The team sport, Mark.
Wow. Okay, Orion, what about you?
I think it's obvious here. This weekend, last Friday, Nolan Kingham, starting pitcher, he pitched 8 innings, 10 strikeouts, only allowed 3 hits, just played amazing. He actually was awarded the Rawlins National Pitcher of the Week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if the nation thinks you were the most impressive pitcher for that week, then obviously you were the most impressive player for your team.
Yeah, 10 strikeouts for Kingham on Friday night was amazing, but he's kind of some guy we've expected to be pretty good. I'm going with Mason Hibbler. He had a great weekend, some guy, a JUCO transfer, and he's been very, very good, the best hitter for the Longhorns this weekend. So Turner getting the 2 points in his first round ever on College Crossfire. All right, guys, awesome stuff. After the break, our panelists will discuss NBA All-Star Weekend and one of basketball's biggest stars. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back in the College Crossfire, your home for live sports debate on the 40 acres. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Last week's champion, Daniel's got a goose egg. Orion's got 1, and Turner, first time ever, has got 2. Looking good for Turner so far. All right, guys, let's get after it. While the tide seems to be turning for the Texas Longhorns, OU is ice cold. The Sooners have lost 6 straight games, and Oklahoma guard Trae Young hasn't been himself either. The once clear-cut Naismith Player of the Year favorite has been game plan for game after game after game, and this begs the question, is he still your pick for Naismith Player of the Year? If not, who is?
I do think Trae Young is still one of the best player nationally. It's totally not because I can't name anybody outside the Texas roster and Trae Young in the entire country, but also OU wasn't ranked in the preseason this year, and Trae Young took him to seeded number 6. Now they were ranked number 6 earlier this year. They brought college game day to Austin earlier this semester. So I think Trae Young, he didn't get any expectations. Now he's really good. He's hitting that rookie wall in college basketball. I think he needs a few years to get more mature, but right now he's still the best player in the nation.
I think he has been. I mean, like we said, like he was amazing, but they've lost 6 in a row when they've got people doubling him or playing him out the half court. He's just not as effective, all right?
Yeah, I hear you, Mark. Yeah, they haven't been playing as good, and he hasn't been playing as good. But he's still the Player of the Year. Who else would it be? He's averaging 28 points per game, which leads the nation. He's still averaging 9 assists per game, which is leading the nation. So it can't be anybody else. It's the same scenario as Buddy Hield 2 years ago when OU, they started losing in the Big 12. They lost 6 out of 8 games. There are 8 total games that season in the Big 12. This year, they've lost 9 out of their total 11 in the Big 12. So it's the same scenario. He still should win Player of the Year the same way Buddy Hield won Player of the Year 2 years ago.
So comparing him to an old OU player, Buddy Hield. Turner?
Trae Young is not the Player of the Year in college basketball. He is not the best player in the Big 12. He is not the best point guard in the Big 12.
Coming in hot. Who's the Player of the Year?
Past 6 games,
Go ahead.
Trae Young has been shooting 19% from the three-point line, 33% from the field. That is atrocious. Let me hit you with Devontae Graham from KU.
Okay.
He plays 40 minutes almost every game. He's played 35-plus minutes in every single conference game, most of which he played every minute of every game. He's been shooting 41% from the field, 42% from three-point line, and KU is a national contender. This guy, he is not going to win it. He's not going to, but he should.
All right, I'm going with Turner here. You sold me. I think Young could end up winning the Player of the Year, but they've been so bad they're not even ranked anymore. He just hasn't been himself, and I don't think you can give the guy the Players of the Year award to someone who's just been struggling so much. All right, Turner. Wow, coming in hot, man. First time ever. All right, guys, moving on. It was All-Star Weekend in the NBA this past weekend, and the weekend was a little different than in years past. While the slam dunk competition and three-point contest remained the same, the All-Star game itself was revamped. Instead of East versus West, it was Team LeBron versus Team Steph, where LeBron James and Stephen Curry drafted their own All-Star teams. Team LeBron ended up clinching the victory and won $350,000 for local Los Angeles charity. But are you guys a fan of this new All-Star format, Orion?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was a great event. The fans loved it. The players loved it. You saw how happy they were out there. They were joking, laughing, and stuff. And they were able to play with people from another conference that they maybe never would have been able to play with before, or unless it was the FIBA games or the Olympics, of course. And so the only thing that I wish they would have done is I wish they would have had Steph and LeBron center court, Madison Square Garden, packed crowd, and I wish they would have drafted the All-Star team.
Yeah, that would have been great. They said that's the biggest regret. LeBron wanted to have it. Steph didn't want to have it televised, but that would have been awesome. Turner?
I like the new format. They can change the format on the national anthem a little bit. That was hurting my ears a little bit. But yeah, I like the format. The players, like he said, looked like they had fun. There was actually defense played. Holy cow. It was fun to watch. It was a competitive game. Lowest scoring All-Star game since 2013 when Chris Paul won the MVP in his second year with the Clippers. That's a long time ago. So it was a competitive game. First one in a long time. It was fun to watch.
Playing defense to the very end had me on the edge of my seat when Steph was being double-teamed in the corner by LeBron. Daniel?
I agree with them. I like the new format a lot. I don't think anybody will get motivated more if you're picked by your peers. In years past, when they did East versus West, you're voted by the fans, which the players already know the fans love them, so they don't have to prove much. This year, they have to prove to LeBron and Steph that, hey, we deserve to be picked. or I'm not the last draft pick, stuff like that. So I think this new format did a lot. I'm not calling color. I'm not gonna credit LeBron James with everything about All-Star, that the All-Star game is better now, but the format did change a lot for the game.
So everyone's big fans of the All-Star format. I'm big fans of everyone here. Everyone's getting the point.
All right.
Great job, guys. All right, guys. Perhaps the biggest talk over All-Star Weekend wasn't about the events or the game itself, though. Instead, it was about what Fox News anchor Laura Ingraham said about All-Stars LeBron James and Kevin Durant speaking out about social issues. Ingraham said the players need to, quote, shut up and dribble. James responded by saying, I am more than just an athlete. I mean too much to society, too much to so many kids who feel like they don't have a way out. What do you guys think of LeBron James's comments, Turner?
So I don't want to go on a big political rant, so I'm going to keep it short and simple. As much as I've always been a LeBron hater because he's the best of all time, not the best of all time. Jordan's the best of all time. But you know, I don't like how he carries himself on the court. But whenever I heard the words that Laura Ingraham said, it made me sick. So get out write this down, folks. This is the only time I'm ever going to say it. But I have major respect for LeBron James right now for what he did. So only time I'll ever say that, but I respect him a lot.
Definitely more than just a basketball player. With all he does in the society and where he donates like a bunch of money to kids in Akron for college scholarships. I mean, he's a class act guy.
Yeah.
Daniel?
Again, I don't want to be one of those. I don't want to do one of those political rants, but he is just more than an athlete. At the most fundamental way, he's also the citizen of the United States, which he is allowed to express his opinion on any political issues given by the First Amendment of your Constitution. So in that sense, why are you attacking on somebody that is giving opinion of something that he cares about, because he is African American, he's talking about an African American issue. On the second hand, why is the anchor targeting the whole every detail about what he's saying? Oh, his grammar is not correct. Oh, this is not correct. Well, last thing I checked, Kofefe was invented by Donald Trump, and I won't be surprised if the anchor did not pick up on that. So just saying, I'm just saying.
Kofefe. Oh, I forgot about that. That's good. I love that. Awesome. Ryan?
Yeah, I think LeBron handled the situation perfectly. During the interview at first, he was saying that whenever he first heard it, that he was laughing about it, and that he didn't even know who Laura Ingraham was. But then he got a little bit more serious, and he said that all she did for him was create more awareness. And I think that's absolutely true. I think he's LeBron. He's gonna continue to be that activist in the NBA that he's always been. He's gonna always talk about issues that he thinks is important, and that's just how he is. And I respect LeBron a lot for it.
And when you're a guy like LeBron, your platform, you've got to use that to your advantage, and he obviously does that. I'm going with great points all around, but I'm going with Daniel here. Brought up the Kofefe, and just how he's an American, like you said. He's got the right, the First Amendment right to freedom of speech, and he's got to use it. So Daniel, you're getting the point. All right, guys, great debate. That's it for now. We've got rapid fire up next, and you don't want to miss it. Welcome back to College Crossfire. It's heating up in here for some rapid fire. For those of you watching at home, each question in rapid fire is worth 2 points, so anyone can still take home the victory. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Daniel coming back in the B block with 2 points. Orion's got 2, and Turner, first time on, he's got 4. But still, anybody's game. Anyone can still take over. Turner's looking good right now, though, guys. All right, guys, here we go. We're in the final stretch of the Winter Olympics, and we've seen a lot. We've seen a 17-year-old win gold on the slopes. We've seen the United States win 16 medals, and for the first time ever, we're seeing a new event called Big Air. Essentially, what happens in this event is a snowboarder goes up a ramp that is 160 feet tall, and when they're in the air, the snowboarder does a number of fancy tricks before coming back to Earth. So the question is this: what event would you guys like to see added to the Winter Olympics? Since rapid fire, so anyone can jump in.
Wii bowling.
Wii bowling from the peanut gallery.
You know,
Go ahead.
let's take it from the summer and from the lawns, and let's go with winter cornhole.
Winter cornhole.
Winter cornhole.
Wait, what makes it special about the winter? It's just in snow?
Yeah, because we're talking about Winter Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Winter cornhole.
yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's like in a like the ice fishing, so the hole's like
Take it from the grass to the snow.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
Cross-country lumberjack.
Oh.
It's kind of like biathlon where you combine skiing with another sport, but you do cross-country skiing with an axe on your back, and you have to chop down trees that are
my
at
gosh.
the.
I feel like that would be so hard to do. I mean, there's
That's what I
want to
see. That's what I want to see.
Oh wow.
I'm not
Okay.
I'm not beating anybody. I was going with like 5 inches of snow. You play basketball.
5 inches of snow, just basketball outside.
Well,
That'd be
you
cold, man.
you don't dribble. You can't dribble. You have to pass.
Wait. How do you
have to
play?
pass.
Wait, what?
When,
So
at
what
basketball outdoors, you have
Are
to
you
pass
like
the
on
ball.
like skates or what?
No,
what's the
you
deal?
know,
You're just in the snow.
You're just in the
playing?
snow. You got to play basketball. You got to pass because you can't dribble on the snow.
Wow. All right, very, very creative responses, but I'm going with the winter cornhole. I think that'd be pretty cool. Winter cornhole. I'm a big fan of cornhole in the summer, so put it in the winter, make it something special. All right, guys, so Orion, he's got 4 points just like that, tied for the lead. All right, guys, moving on in the MLB, New York Mets general manager Sandy Alderson says he believes Tim Tebow will play in the major league someday. Of course, we all know Tebow as the Heisman and national championship winning quarterback for the Florida Gators. Tebow is definitely not known for baseball. So the question is this: what's one athlete you would like to see play another sport at the highest level?
I'd for sure love to see LeBron James play football.
Oh.
Or Russell Westbrook play football. Either one.
Oh, yeah.
Either one.
LeBron James for the Cleveland Browns. Bring a title back for the Browns.
Yes, for sure.
Wow.
I want to see Tony Romo playing golf. I just want to see how easily he can get hurt.
Tony Romo playing.
Maybe he will twist his back when swinging the golf. I don't know. Maybe.
And then he can announce it to everybody.
Yeah,
on
and then he
CBS.
can. Well, and then he'll retire, and then he'll be a golf announcer for CBS.
Yeah, and then Jim Nance is the Masters announcer, so he fits in. Sorry.
Does it have to be a current player?
Whoever you want.
I want to see Bo Jackson play NBA basketball.
Wow.
The greatest multi-sport athlete of all time. He can do baseball. He can do football at the highest level. I could see him playing basketball.
Bo Jackson playing basketball. We already saw him play baseball and football.
Just
though,
one
so
more.
we don't need
He's
to
the
see him play
man.
anything else.
Bo knows.
I'm just going to make this interesting. I'm giving it to Daniel, so it's all tied at 4. So
God.
Daniel Shih, get the point.
This is
Get
intense.
the points. All tied at 4 for the final rapid fire of the night. The dunk contest is thought of as the premier event of NBA All-Star Weekend, but this year's Slam Dunk Contest wasn't the best contest we've seen in NBA history. Dunks were good, but not great. Could have been a lot better and more creative. So I want to get these creative juices flowing, guys. So the question is this: what kind of dunk would you like to see attempted to make the dunk contest unforgettable?
Jump off from the three-point line.
Do you think that's possible?
I don't. We didn't think that free throw line would be possible, but.
I mean,
three-point-
Levine did that the free throw line like 3 times, and he wasn't even behind the line. So I don't know.
No, but
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if we
It
saw
would make
it.
it very interesting, though.
It would make it unforgettable. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I want
So
to
we
see.
got dunk from the
I want to see a
three-point line.
front flip.
A
Front flip into a dunk.
So he just like jumps up, front flips, and then.
And then
dunks.
dunks
Has
it.
anybody done a backflip yet?
Either or.
Do a flip.
Some sort of flip, because people are such good athletes now, and I think they could do it. I think it's
A
possible.
front flip.
Front
Wow.
flip into a
Wow.
dunk.
I don't know if anybody in here has ever played NBA Live before, but I know when I was younger, they would do crazy dunks for the dunk contest on it, and the dunk was crazy. They did it either a 720, which was called the helicopter, or they did a double between the legs and dunked it.
Oh,
That'd be
so you're
crazy.
going double between the
Double
legs.
between the legs.
Double between legs. How much time do we have left, Jonathan? We got a lot of time. All right, I want you guys to let's get a little bit more creative with these answers. I want to see something like put an object in there. We had Blake Griffin with the car. I need some creativity.
Yeah, I
here.
like the-
sell me. I need someone to sell me.
I like Aaron Gordon's try when he tried to use the drone. Like I want to see more of those.
like a drone, like
I want to see like players using like popular items that's like popular at the time. Because when Aaron Gordon tried it, the drone was like it was just released, so it's like one of the most popular thing ever. Now
we're saying wrap it up. Wow.
and then yeah. So
I got
I like the idea, but he just didn't execute it.
Okay.
Blake Griffin dunking with Hulk hands on.
Hulk hands. Okay.
Mark, let's put you out there and let's have somebody throw Nate Robin an alley-oop and he jumps over you. How about
Oh. We've seen Nate Robinson dunk over Spud Webb. We already seen the drone before, but we haven't seen Hulk hands. So Turner Turner Barnes, he's getting the win. Do we have time for FaceTime? We do. Turner
Oh,
Barnes,
dude.
first ever win on College Crossfire. Say whatever you want, man.
This is a lot of pressure. I really don't know what to talk about, actually. I'm sorry. Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl within the next 5 years.
Oh Lord.
They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Oh man.
I'm not full set.
Sold on Pat Mahomes?
I'm not fully set on Pat Mahomes getting rid of Alex Smith, but I think he is the future. I think if you watch him in the Denver game, he makes some really good passes. He can move with his feet, and they got Andy Reid. I know he doesn't have a good reputation in the clutch, but I think the Chiefs are going to get over the hump. My team, they can do it.
So in 5 years, you're going to look
Within
back
the
at this.
within the
You're gonna look
5
back
years.
at this episode, and you're going to be able to tell yourself you were right or you were wrong.
I'm going to be right.
Hopefully you're right. Make it interesting. I'm just tired of seeing the Patriots in the big
It's been
game.
too long.
All right, guys, that's it for College Crossfire. Turner Barnes is the champion. Don't miss College Press Box next Monday at 9 for recap of all sports news on the 40 Acres. Special thanks to everyone in studio, Master Control, and to you for spending your Wednesday night with us. Till next time, I'm Mark Skol Jr. Good night. Good show, guys.